Hello and welcome back to the channel. I feel like I should sing The Cat Came Back. I don't know if anyone remembers that song from at least my childhood, but and it's kind of a morbid video too. It's a cartoon video, but it's like the cat came back. You thought he was a garner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away. And this entire video is this guy basically trying to kill a cat. He puts him in a hot air balloon. I want to say he throws him off a cliff at some point, but he wants to get rid of the cat, and the cat keeps showing back up at his house. And I guess it's a metaphor for my life. I'm back, kind of, hopefully, for a little bit. I am going to be at a pause between contracts pretty soon, so I'll have more of time to, do things. And my kids are going to be at a lull pretty soon. Granted, those of you that have children know December is called Maycember or something like that. No, May is called Maycember. Anyway, December is a peak time for schools to do all kinds of things. And so I'll be busy there, but hopefully, both fortunately and unfortunately, my contracts do slow down in December and January, and I don't get paid during that time. I'm furloughed, but I have more time to get stuff done. Also, unfortunately, one of my contracts is going to dissolve in December, so I won't have it starting back up in the spring. So I will have one less contract, which, again, unfortunately, will give me plenty of more time to get my crap together as a person. But I'm going to lose probably, because of this contract, about $8,000, $5,000 to $8,000 in 4 months, which is quite substantial. So that sucks. I guess welcome to the economy right now. They thought that they'd have more need. Unfortunately, they do not. So because I'm a contractor, I was told, sorry, we'll hope to get back to you for contract renewals in May to see if we will need you for the fall. But right now, it is what it is. I can't really do anything about it. So I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to bounce. I'm going to list more on eBay. That has been our plan. I was looking at other part-time-ish jobs, things I could do. But honestly, with my schedule, with still having contracts and with my kids and everything, it was just seemed like a better fit to work on eBay, which is what we will be doing. Since we last talked, my husband and I have both listed a lot more. We were kind of pushed into listing more too, because and I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video that I did, our second vehicle finally died. It was on hospice care for a very, very long time, and we finally, it's still limping, but we're going to, being true resellers that we are, we cannot, in a good conscience, sell this car to anybody because the head gasket is blown and it needs a new engine, and apparently it's essentially peeing metal shards in its oil. So there are metal shards in the oil pan, which is not a good sign. So in good conscience, we could not sell this car to anybody because it's a minivan. Someone who's probably going to buy it is probably going to have a family. I do not want them putting anybody in this car. So we are going to part out as much as we can, and then we are going to scrap it. So because of the conditions it is in, because we're going to pull probably a lot of the stuff you could already get money for out of it, we more than likely are going to get no money for it for scrap. And if we do, it's going to be less than $500. So maybe when all is said and done, we could get a month or 2 months car payments out of it when we have scrapped everything that we can scrap and then scrapped it as a whole. But it sucks. We went ahead and we got another vehicle because my husband and I both work, and with our children being here, there, and everywhere, we can't function with one car. We functioned with 1.5 cars for about 2 months, and it would not be sustainable for the long period of time. And we graciously were able to borrow a car from my mother and father-in-law because they have an extra. But in the end, it wasn't sustainable. We went back and forth on what to do car-wise. We ended up getting a nicer car than we thought we would, but it met all the requirements that we were looking for. We really wanted the ability to tow, and the new vehicle does. And but when I say new vehicle, it's a new to us vehicle. It is a used vehicle. A new vehicle is not in the budget, but it is a new to us vehicle, and it has the ability to tow a trailer, which is what we wanted, and it has the ability to fit all of our children in it, which is something else we wanted. So because it had all the stuff already on it, it was slightly more expensive than the basic package, yada yada yada. It's fine, but we now have 2 car payments, and we're really hoping to avoid that. So with 2 car payments, and losing a contract, I need to up my game. I need to get stuff listed on eBay. I need to sell stuff. That being said, we are not consistently listing. We are listing in weird random spurts, but we are selling. We are selling pretty consistently. After every weekend, I'm shipping between 2 to 5 items, which is good for us. Like I said, we are very part-time, smaller sellers. In a week, we're probably shipping 10 items total, which I know some people ship more than 10 items a day. That's just not where we are at, but we are shipping roughly 10 items a week. We've had a couple of issues with items, returns being open because the buyer had not read the description. We've had a couple electronics that were for parts only that the people that bought didn't realize that and were upset that they weren't working, that they would power on and not work. And we had written in the description, will power on, but does not work, parts only. And it was pennies on the dollar of what a functioning one was. So it was in the title, it was in the description, it was insanely cheap for 2 of them. Like an individual one sells for almost $100. We were selling 2 for under 20. So that, I don't know how else I could have done this. Again, it was in the description. It was in the title, the price, everything. I don't know how I could have made it more clear that it was for parts only, but the person that bought it was very upset that it wasn't turning on. So yeah, we'll see how that I said they're welcome to open a return, but they won't get their shipping because they paid the original shipping. They won't get their shipping back because in the description and title, it says for parts only. So who knows? Lesson learned. I will not be selling any more of those. I don't hunt them out. They came in an auction lot. Ironically, they came in a dollar box, but we'll see how that turns out. I want to say I have a couple for parts only listings that I'm really tempted to go through and pull off because it's just not worth my time. Those $14, was not worth my time to have a possible negative feedback come out of it, to deal with an unhappy buyer. I am more than willing to accept returns on things, especially if it's my mess up. I will do that, no problem. I don't want to have to pay shipping, both their original shipping and return shipping, because they couldn't read the description and the title. So I guess that's my biggest pet peeve at the moment, and we've had to deal with that this week. And we dealt with it a couple weeks ago, too. Ironically, on the same freaking items. We had a bunch of them. This was the last 2 that went out, though, and I hope to never, ever, ever, ever see those items again. One of the other things we were able to do with the new vehicle, we have the ability, again, to tow, so we are actually thinking about getting more into, like, storage lockers and stuff. We're also thinking about getting rid of our soft goods, so our clothes. We have tubs of clothes to list, and I find absolutely no pleasure in listing them, and they are slow moving so much right now. So I just don't know if I want to end up listing these or if I just want to call it a loss and donate those clothes, we'll see. I think I'm going to be very picky about the clothes and go through them and cut out the ones that I just don't think are going to get us anything. I know the video hasn't shown anything in a while. It's just my table, which, by the way, we kind of want to change our tables out. But I wanted to get this video out. I have no new listing videos. Like I have not recorded myself listing because I've been literally listing from my bed. So I'm hoping to make some more videos of listing items. It's just been hard goods. Again, I've been not listing any soft goods, and if it was up to me, I'd probably get rid of all the soft goods at this point. Hard goods have been selling more. I can't think of the last time I've sold an item of clothing, and I want to say for an entire year I've sold less than 20 items of clothing, but selling hard goods has been pretty consistent. So I would be more than okay probably to get rid of the clothing. It's hard to list and hard to store, and you risk it deteriorating and all of that. So I'm hoping I'm going to take a good hard look at the store, especially now that I have a lot more time in the spring to do that. I'm going to be done with work half day almost every day in the spring, so I will have at least 2 hours in the afternoon before I have any children in my house to get stuff done. So I'm hoping to devote to that. We will see how that works out. Hopefully it works out in my favor and I don't go crazy and I just don't put everything in my backyard and light it on fire. But between getting a new car, also my oldest turned 16, I had to put him on our car insurance, and that made me want to cry. If anyone has put an adolescent driver on their car insurance, I've heard it's worse for adolescent boys, but I'm not 100% because I haven't put an adolescent female on my car insurance, but I've heard it's worse for adolescent males to go on the car insurance. I could have insured 2 more cars under my husband and myself and still not paid as much as just putting him on the car insurance. That it's ridiculous. Car insurance in general is ridiculous. I mean, insurance in general all over the place is just a racket, but it was rough putting him on the car insurance. So between putting him on the car insurance, having to get a new car, birthdays, Christmases, everything hitting all at once, I think it's going to behoove me to get more things listed and going. Yes, I know it's Q4. I'm going to probably get my best sales now. I'm probably going to get my best sales in the next 2 weeks because I tend to have a lull between the 22nd and the 28th in which I sell nothing, which I'm okay with because nobody wants to go out the day after Christmas and mail things out. So hopefully that works out. But thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and have a productive